Hello everybody, welcome back to another crazy video for our Unreal Engine Beginner Series tutorial. That is right, we are back, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a main menu system, or a main menu basically screen, and also how to add other levels and to navigate between them. So obviously in your game you're going to have a start, which is going to be your main menu, and for this video we're just going to do something simple. So it's just going to be 2D, it's going to be the buttons, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually program the buttons in. So what you're going to do is, once you're in your level here, we're going to create a new map. So to create a new level, all you would have to do is literally just go in your content drawer, and for the sake of organization, and we're going to go into our third person, and you're going to see a folder called maps. Now you don't have to put levels inside of a specific folder called maps, but we're going to do that for this video. So you're just going to go ahead and press into here, and you're going to see your third person map, which is this map right here. And all you're going to do is just right click. And as you can see, there's something called level. It's that simple. So once you go into here, we're going to just name this main menu. Now, if you actually go into this level and click save selected, it's going to be completely black, which is fine for the main menu. Obviously, if you have a different level, you could add in, lights, things like a cloud, and everything basically that's in the third person map. So if you actually go back to the third person map, you can go into the outliner and just go ahead and copy in. I'm just gonna close these out, so you can copy in your lighting, your playground, things like that, so that it looks the same here, because it's fully black in the main menu. But we don't need that for this sake. This game mode override, we could just keep it blank for now. So what you're gonna do to create a main menu is we're gonna create a widget like last time. So if you go into your content drawer, third person, we're gonna go into blueprints. And let's go ahead and just create a new folder here, and let's call this the main menu. Once you go into here now, again, you don't have to do the folder, I'm just doing that for organization's sake. You're gonna go blueprint class, and then you're gonna write in user widget. So I'm gonna go a little faster since we already did this last time. So we're just gonna name it our main menu screen, or you could do it a W for widget underscore main, or M for menu, or main for M for main, and then menu, and just go into there. And then like last time, you're gonna go ahead and put in a canvas panel here, and you're gonna change the screen size so that it's 1080p, so that it's 16:9. Then you're gonna go ahead and add in some things. So now we're gonna add in buttons, right? So in a main menu, we're gonna have buttons. So you're just gonna go ahead in the palette here and just drag in button, and we're going to create a couple here. So I'm not going to do the settings, because the settings will actually be a little more complicated. For this video, we're going to do this for simplicity's sake. It's just going to be our start button and our quit button. So as you can see, the buttons are pretty small, and you could just size this up. So let's go ahead and size this, or you can even size it up here. So you can do like 600 by 200 or something. That's kind of big. So 600 by like 100 or something, or maybe 500 by 100 might be better. And we're going to do that for this as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to put it in the middle. We're going to make sure it's centered. So what you can do is you could use your arrow keys here, and to make it more precise. And we're just going to bring this maybe right here. So that's kind of the same amount as well. Put an anchor for both of them. So for each individual thing in your hierarchy, you would have to have a different anchor for each one. So for canvas panel, obviously you don't need one. Button, you would have an anchor. Button 1, you would have an anchor as well. So we're just going to make this more precise. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm not going to go too much detail into this, because this is just for tutorial sake. Obviously, if you're making your game, you would want to be more put more detail into it. So just make it perfectly in the middle and stuff like that. So let's actually rename this. So let's change just button 0 to start button. So you can go ahead and name that start button, and let's go ahead and name this one the quit button. Now obviously in a normal menu you might have settings as well, so a third button, but again that's a little more advanced to put in settings and stuff, so we're not going to do that just yet. Because we need to know things about save and save objects. So you save the settings and load the settings, things like that. So what you're going to do next is we're going to put in a text here, and this can be your game. So it could be your game name, So let's just call this tutorial game, and let's go ahead and change this. So as you can see, it's not fully in the box, so you can actually just drag this out here and do that. Now some people might do size to content, and the reason why I don't do that is just think, I mean, for this sake you can, because you're not going to be able to change the text. But let's say you had a text box over here where you could change the text. So let's say it's a person's name. The length can be different, so that might change the center of it. So you can do size the content if you want, but I'm going to keep it so that it can be centered manually. So you're going to bring your anchor here, go ahead and change the font here. So you can go down here, look at the fonts. You might only have Roboto. I have different things in Unreal Engine kind of put into it. You would have to add in the new fonts as well. Or you might have all of these, I'm not sure. But you would just go ahead and change the font size here. You can also play around with the outline. So if you go outline settings here, go ahead and make it look nice. Let's put a outline size of not 12, make it like 2 or something, or maybe 3. And the outline color you can change as well. For the tutorial, let's make it black, and I'm gonna make this centered. So you can also go here and change your justification to centered. As you see, the text moves. So if I actually put this box here, as you can see, it's always going to be centered. If I put the justification down here, left, it's going to be on the leftmost side, and the right will be the rightmost side. So it's just going to be center because we want it to be centered at all times. And just put the white. So you want to line up the white with the top anchor, and then let's just make this more precise. And there we go. So let's start putting in some stuff here. So as you see, the buttons are empty. You can actually drag in a text here again into the box, and now it's going to be linked onto it. So if you actually move this, it's going to be linked to this text box, this button. Let's do that with this, and I'm just going to do text. Let's change it to start, and text, let's change this to quit. And again, you can play around with the text, make it look nice. I'm not going to do this for this video. So let's actually start programming this in. So what do you need to do? So when you press this button, what you actually could do is you can actually scroll down in the details panel, and you'll see events here. So as you see, on clicked, on pressed, on release. So as you see, it's pretty straightforward. This basically means when you click the button, so when you click and then let go, it's gonna do something, right? Pressed is different because that's as soon as you press the mouse button down, it starts the event. Click is basically you press the mouse button down and then your finger lets go. That's a click. So we're going to do on clicked, press that, and as you can see, a new event will pop up in the event graph. For this, we're not going to need this just yet. We're not going to do animations and stuff. So let's go ahead and delete that and just keep in start button. So on clicked, what do we want to do? We want to basically open up the new level. So go ahead and drag off this, and all you're going to do is literally write open level. Now you can do by name, or you can do by object. So if you do open level by object reference, you can go ahead and simply go down here and find your, I think it's called third person map. And that's it, you're pretty much done. You don't have to touch anything else here. If you wanted to do this, you can also do the open level by name. You would just write in third person map and it would work the same. And that's how you basically do it. So now if you actually compile and save this, nothing's gonna pop up here. And that's because we don't have the widget in the level, right? And also your player spawns in. You can actually stop that by going in here and just changing this to game mode. If you go and change that to game mode, now you have no player. Because the third person game mode is the default. If you actually set this, the player is gonna spawn in. And we don't want that. So go ahead and change this to game mode. And this is an empty class that Unreal Engine has. So now you have a black screen. Create the widget just like in the other video when we made the HUD. This time we're going to go in level blueprint. I don't think I really explained this, but if you actually go into the top here, there is a level blueprint that you can click here. So open level blueprint. And this is basically whenever the map starts up, you can have things being done. So this is the map's blueprint. So basically what you can do is just to create widget. And I've shown this before. We're going to do W main menu. And then add to viewport. And then if you start it now, it will pop up. And there you go. Now you'll notice my mouse is invisible. To stop that, what you could do is you can go ahead and do show mouse cursor, and as you can see, it's going to be empty. You have to make sure whenever you do this to show mouse cursor, go in here in the top right and click context sensitive, and here it'll set show mouse cursor. Now this target needs to be filled or else it won't work, and you're going to set this to true, and then you're going to get player, and we're going to turn on context sensitive again, get player controller. And there you go. Now the mouse will be shown. Compile and play. As you can see, the mouse is showing up in the screen. And if you press on start, we are in the game. There you go. You have a menu system working. Obviously, it's very bland because there's nothing in the back. So if you want, you can add an image. So to do that, you would just go here, write image. You can go ahead, drag that in, make that the full screen. And you can make this behind. So if you actually drag in the bottom left here, up under the canvas panel, now it's behind everything else. And again, the anchor, there's an anchor in the bottom right here. That's basically really going to be the full screen. And that's what you need. Again, this can be an image. So if you actually go into brush here, you can change it to whatever image you want. I don't have an image, but you can put anything. I'm going to put maybe a red color, or maybe that's a bit too bright. Let's put a little darker blue or something. And there you go. So now if you compile, save that, look at that. We already have a screen here for the tutorial game. Now the quit button doesn't work, so let's go ahead and do that. So if you actually go down again, on click like we did before, and just simply write in quit game. And you're done. This platform restriction doesn't really matter. So this doesn't really need to be touched. Quit and background. Background doesn't really work in the form of Windows game. So you're just going to do quit. Now specific player doesn't matter because it's going to be the automatic 0 on a single player. So it's going to be yourself. So if you actually compile, save that, quit, and it's going to close the game. And that's pretty much going to be this video. It's already been around 12 minutes. I don't want to keep it too long. How to create a menu. Again, this is for tutorial sake. So if you want to make it look nicer, you can create an image. Also, I didn't mention for buttons, you can also change how they look as well. So if you actually go into your menu, if you actually go in your button, if you go in style here, you can change how it looks. So you have draw as image, rounded box, and you can put in whatever image you want. So if I wanted that image, obviously it's not right, but you can basically put in whatever button image you want, whatever you created, maybe downloaded something, and it can make it look like that. And there's different styles. So you have normal, hovered, and pressed. So what that means is a normal is basically how it looks now. If I hover over it, as you see, the button changes. So this means hovered, and when you press it, it also darkens. So that is the difference between normal, hovered, press, which means that for every button, you would have 3 different images or styles of them. Usually you could just create a normal one. So just one image and then just darken it. You can just create the tint, make it darker. So if I actually go and play this now, this button gets dark when I hover over it. And that's pretty much it. So if you want to make it look nicer for your game, you can go ahead and do that. For this tutorial, I just want to show you how to actually do it. And that is how you basically add in a menu and a level as well, like we've shown. Again, the game mode doesn't matter for this sake because we just spawn in a widget, and that's pretty much it in this level. So you have a main menu level, and you have a third-person map level. Now, one last thing is that this project doesn't know to start up as the main menu, right? How does the game know when you package or export the project? How does it know to start on the main menu? Because right now, if you actually package the game and start it, it will start up in the third-person map. To do that, you would just have to go in the top right here, click on project settings, and then go down here. I believe it should be in maps and modes, so it's in the top here. And as you can see, editor starter map and game default map. So editor starter maps is basically what you're in right in the Unreal Engine, what it should open up as. You can leave this a third-person map since you don't really care about the menu after you make it the first time, if you're going to be testing the third-person map mostly. And then here, the game default map is going to be the game. So when you package the game, it's going to be telling it what it should start off as. To change that, just go ahead and go here. And now just find in your main menu map, which we just made here. So this basically is telling it when the game is packaged and fully ready for shipping, it should start off with the main menu map. And that's pretty much it for this video. That's how you create a main menu and link it to your level. In the future videos, we're actually going to be talking about save objects. So how do you save a variable? Because if you have a variable and you refresh the game, you're going to lose that data right now, right? So if you have a number, let's say, for example, my health is 40% right now, or 20% now. How can that be saved? Because if I close and reopen the game, I'm at 100% health, and also I spawn here now. So we're going to be looking at save objects in the next video, guys. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe, click the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.